Well, how you doing out there in YouTube land? This is Stiletto coming at you. Got a good review for you coming up here today on my two favorite G10 cold steel pocket knives. Triad lock cold steel pocket knives. We have the Recon 1, which I know you've seen before. I reviewed this knife before. It's one of my all-time favorites, period. I love this knife. Excellent knife. And the newest addition to my knife family, the Talwar. The large Talwar. Absolutely love this knife. We're going to talk about this one. This is beautiful. Beautiful. First, as always, let's get out the specs. We'll start off with the Recon 1 first. Has a 4-inch blade. Weight is 5.3 ounces. Blade thickness is 3.5 millimeters. Handle length is 5 3/8 inches. Overall length is 9 3/8 inches. Next up we have the Talwar. Blade length 4 inches long. Overall length 9 1/4 inches long. Weight 5 ounces. Blade thickness 4 millimeters. Both of these have American G10 handles and Japanese Oz 8A blades. Cold steel Japanese Oz 8A blades. According to what I've read on the internet, they're a little bit different. Japanese Oz 8A from cold steel is a little bit different than other manufacturers because of the way that they temper it and heat treat it and quench it. So just to let you know that you can't really compare Japanese Oz 8A to from other manufacturers really to cold steels because they do a different heat treating process, which makes their blades a little bit better. They're still a little bit better. This is coming at you from the Special Projects, Lynn Thompson Special Projects catalog, number 44, 2013 catalog. Now we got that out of the way, let's weigh them. Make sure their weights are right. We're going to start off with the Recon 1. Comes out to right at 5.3 ounces, exactly what it stated it was going to be. Next we'll do the Talwar. Comes out to 4.9 ounces. So a little bit lighter than what it said. The thing in the catalog was 5 ounces. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the knives. Start off with the Recon 1. American G10 scales, very good. Cold steel Oz 8A blades, very good. 6061 aluminum heat treated back spacer, very good. All finished in Teflon or coated black in Teflon. This one, Oz 8A blade, very good. This one has the wave feature, this one doesn't. This one has, I don't know if you'd call this jimpling or just for style or what, but it's a little bit different. This is more like the holdout, the cold steel holdout, if you're familiar with that one. They finish it more like that one. I like that. As opposed to this one, they didn't finish it like that. I like that. Aluminum heat treated back spacer, 6061 heat treated back spacer, just like the Recon 1. They're both made basically the same. American G10 handles, thick American G10 handles, should I say. Both of them have thick American G10 handles. They're both made basically the same materials. This one has a wave feature, this one doesn't. This one has it's coated with black Teflon. This one has a satin finish. This one has a Tonto blade with a hollow ground. This one has a Persian style blade that's full flat ground. This one's primary purpose is, I would say, is self-defense or tactical. Whereas this one, I can see multiple uses for it. And that's one of the reasons why I think it's going to become my new favorite. And the reason why I say that is because I like to do outdoors things too. I like to go fishing and a little bit of hunting, but mostly fishing. I can see myself using this one to clean fish, clean animals, because of the shape of the blade. I think it'd be good for that. I think it'd be good as a hunting knife or a fishing knife, whatever you want to use it for. Outdoorsman's type knife. Not for splitting wood and pounding on it. I don't know why people do all that kind of stuff with a pocket knife. You know, things that are meant for axes and big fixed blades. But this would be good for like cleaning animals and doing fishing and doing those type of things. Things that you're supposed to do with a pocket knife or a hunting knife. I wouldn't call it a survival knife, okay? It could be survival. It could be an urban survival knife and defend. You know, for defense of yourself. You know, need be. That's what it could be. That's the kind of survival it could be used for. But it's not the kind of survival knife where you go out and you pound on it with, and try to split logs and things with it. That's not what it's meant for. Not in my opinion. It's a pocket knife. Same thing with this one. This is not meant to be pounded on and used like a survival knife, in my opinion. This is like, you know, this is a self-defense tactical knife. It could be used for other purposes too, but this type of blade, the Tonto blade, that's a defensive blade, in my opinion. Tontos were meant for tactical purposes, self-defense purposes, martial purposes. These are both beautiful knives. I would highly recommend either one of these. These are my two favorites from Cold Steel out of the G10 models. I have this one in the other blade styles, but I like the Tonto blade the best, and the reason why is that I like the way that the Tonto blades from Cold Steel fit in my pocket, the folding Tontos. The first one I ever bought was a Voyager. That was the first triad lock knife I ever bought from Cold Steel. And I still carry it. I still like that one. To me, that's the best entry-level pocket knife out there, period. If you want a good quality knife that has a blade that won't be able to fold back on your hand. I've had that kind of problem with liner locks and different types of locks where the blade, after a while, ends up failing, and the lock ends up failing, and the knife will fold back on you if you're not careful. I want to compare these two to show you the width of them. They're both about the same. The Talwar is a touch wider because of the handle shape, but other than that, they're pretty much the same. I've been carrying this one for about 4 days now, and I like the way it fits in my pocket. I forget about it. Don't even know it's there. Just got to be careful when you take it out your pocket sometimes, because it wants to open because it'll snag your pocket. Just got to be aware of that with the wave feature. In an emergency situation, that's a good feature. And when you're just using it for everyday type task, I don't know, be careful. Because you may not always want the blade to be opened up when you pull it out your pocket. Very nice. These are the best quality folding knives, I think, from Cold Steel. The espadas are very good too. The only reason why you don't see my large espada up here is because, or the medium one either one of them, is because of the width of the knife. It's a little bit too wide in my pocket, and I don't like that. But that's just a personal preference thing. Don't think I'm putting down the espada or anything like that. These are just my favorites. I know everybody has their own favorites. These are mine. Because I like to carry things in my pocket that don't make big bulges and everybody can see. The other thing I like about these is the black clips. I don't really care for when they put the polished clips on it, because that attracts attention to your pocket. And people automatically go, oh, you're carrying a knife, huh? I'd rather have a black clip. And I like this one rides really nice, as opposed to like the espadas where they show blade when you're carrying it. This one rides really nice and deep in your pocket, so all that you see is a clip and this little bit of the black handle. Same thing with this one. They both fit in your pocket very nicely. Highly recommend either one of these. If you're looking for a good EDC knife, if you're looking for a good tactical knife, I would recommend any of these. Highly recommend them. The only drawback I see on either one of them is this one, because of the finish. The finish on this one is like a Teflon coating, and you notice mine's not all worn out, because even though I do carry this all the time, I don't use it for anything but a tactical purpose, and I haven't had to ever use it, so that, it stays looking nice. But I'm noticing that the paint is starting to wear off on the spine of the blade from the pocket wear, from sitting in my pocket. It's just wearing off. I can imagine if you use this for heavy duty use, the finish would wear off. That's the only strike I would put against this one, is the finish. I wish they would use maybe the Benchmade coating. I don't know what they call it. B2, BT10 or B210 or something. I don't know. Whatever they call it. I like that kind of coating, because when it wears, it wears like a patina. It doesn't just like peel off or whatever. Because I've seen videos of these with the blade finish worn off, and it just like comes off. But this one's lightning fast. I think it's because of the Teflon coating, it's lightning fast. Makes it smoother. This one's smooth too. It's just a little bit slower because it doesn't have the Teflon coating on it, probably. And it acts more like a regular G10 handled knife does. To me, the G10 handles without aluminum liners are a little bit slower than, let's say, the Grivery ones with aluminum liners, like the Voyagers or the Rajas. But I like the G10 ones better because they're a little bit narrower. They fit in your pocket a little bit better, and they have awesome grip. This American G10 that Cold Steel uses is awesome. It has super duper grip. The only thing you have to do is that it tears up your pocket, so with the tight clips, so you have to put like some JB Weld underneath there or sand underneath this spot. I don't like doing the whole knife though, because I think that looks kind of not very attractive to me. I like to just get right underneath the clip where it connects to your pants. Either sand it down or put some JB Weld, take this part off, and then put some JB Weld, spotted JB Weld right there. It'll smooth it out. But I love this knife. I think this knife is absolutely beautiful. I think it's one of the nicest ones that Cold Steel's made, period. Sort of reminds me of the Scrimtar. I don't know if you remember the Scrimtar. And it reminds me of the manual Benchmade Bedlam. I think it could be a direct comparative Bedlam if they stepped up the steel a little bit. Maybe go to a VG1. Very nice. Highly recommend either one of these. Both of these are beautiful knives. If you're looking for a knife this size, orange blade, around 5-inch handle, a little bit over 5-inch handle, which is a perfect size for me because they fit my hand right. And both of these have perfectly good feeling grips, but they're different. This one's more like a pistol grip. This is more like a standard pocket knife grip. I don't know if that's a good explanation of it, but it's straighter. Whereas this one's curved, more like a Espada sort of type grip. Both of them are very comfortable grips. And you feel like your hand's not going to slide forward on the blade. Very nice. Very nice. Highly recommend these. That's about it. Stiletto out. See you later in YouTube land. Hope you enjoyed.